Hello, everybody, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark,
And I'm Rob.
and today we're going to talk about the Golden State expansion draft where Temi Fagbenle was taken and is no longer going to be playing for the Indiana Fever. So, hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so at the notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next video. So, as everybody probably knows by now, Golden State got to pick one player off every team. They picked off 11 teams, everyone but Seattle. And off the Indiana Fever, they 6 players could be protected. And apparently they didn't the Indiana Fever did not protect Temi Fagbenle. And she was chosen. And a lot of people are upset about that. And I don't agree with it based upon the information that I have, but I don't have all the information that they have. They know who they're targeting for free agency, and they know what their salary cap is and all that kind of stuff, and what kind of problems they have. I know that Temi Fagbenle only made like 75,000, but she was restricted free agent, and she could be matched. Her salary could be matched what she wanted. For instance, if someone else offered 150,000, they'd have to match that to keep her. So maybe that was part of the reason was the amount of money that she could demand, Rob, for next year.
Right. But hopefully they have something up their sleeve. That's the reason why they did it. Maybe they're thinking about getting, like you said, with the free agents. But I don't know. It could have been she was injured often. She was off, So I don't know. There could be some things that we don't, like you said, we don't know. But she definitely was a factor when she came into the game off the bench. She definitely improved the way that Fever played when she came in off the bench.
Well, she seemed to be like around tied for the second best player the first 10 games of the year before she got injured.
Right.
Along with she seemed to be more valuable than Leah Boston at times and Kelsey Mitchell. Those are like the 3 best players. And when she came back, she wasn't the same player, it seemed. And she had 3 different injuries. And I think she played injured too, which is why she was missing layups that she wasn't missing at the beginning of the year. But she meshed with Caitlin Clark in game 1. And she backed up Caitlin Clark, and she gave Sparkplug off the bench because of her defense and her hustle, and she was versatile in terms of what position she could play. And she had good veteran leadership and a good attitude. So there were so many positive things about her, which is why I think they should have protected her. But I knew it was going to come down almost for sure, because I was convinced they had to protect Melissa Smith. They weren't just going to give her up for nothing. They're going to probably trade her, or they're going to try to turn her into someone with a better attitude and better defense.
Right.
And it was going to come down to her and Grace Berger. And I think they won't release what 6 people they protected, which is ticking me off because we can't even analyze it because we're not even sure who they protected. I know, it's like, why is that a secret? Why can't they tell us who they protected? So they won't even tell us. But Grace Berger is difficult to evaluate because last year, the only year that I watched the Fever, all she got was garbage time. So I have no idea how good she is. The year before, she got some real playing time because Caitlin Clark was not there as a point guard. So she was back up to Erica Wheeler. But I didn't see that. And her stats, you really can't tell by limited minutes how good she is. I can't. But Stephanie White has seen her play. So maybe Stephanie White knows more than we do, Rob.
They know more than we do, but from what we saw, what we didn't see, I mean, it's kind of like hard to evaluate how good she could be. So I don't know if it's they're rolling the dice, taking a chance on her, or they know something that we don't know they've seen. So I'm not really sure.
I don't know. My problem with it is I think that Fagbenle is more unique than Grace Berger. I think there's probably a lot of young, semi-talented point guards in the league, or either for free agency or something like that they could get. I'm not sure. Again, I don't know how talented she is. I don't know how good she is. She wasn't a superstar in college. She hasn't been a star since she's been in here. I heard she's doing well in Europe. Big deal. I don't know how strong the leagues are over there. She may turn out to be a great player. Maybe they're right, but maybe they're wrong. And there was a risk either way, Rob. I think they had a difficult decision to make.
When they're breaking down the expansion draft for Golden State, all the experts are saying that that's the first person they put in there is Temi, as far as the steal. As far as a player that they picked up that really is going to make an impact on the team, which is true. She shot
Well,
like 50%, so from the floor and rebounding, and defense. It's a nice way to start a team with.
I thought she was the best player they picked up, which is kind of sad since I'm an Indiana Fever fan.
Yeah.
Monica Billings is a good player, and Kate Martin could become a very good player. Those are the only 3 players I actually heard of. I think they picked, someone said, I don't know if this is accurate, 7 of the 11 women they picked were from Europe. They weren't even born in the U.S. So
Kayla Thompson from the Liberty, she's not too bad. When she used to come in, I'd see some of the Liberty games where she came in and made an impact. So Kayla Thompson seems like not that bad, but Temi is definitely the steal of the expansion. I don't know why they didn't pick anybody from Seattle.
Yeah, people say, well, it's so toxic, but that doesn't make all the players toxic. That just means the coach is toxic and some of the upper echelon players. That doesn't mean the players that weren't going to be protected are toxic. That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know why. Again, I'm sure there's how does it hurt him to pick a player from Seattle? It doesn't. They don't have to make the team. So I was flabbergasted they picked no one from Seattle.
Yeah.
I don't see how it hurts them. Some of these players have gotten so little playing time, you don't really know how talented they really are, at least at the WNBA level, unless you stick them in the camp, at least practice or whatever. And I would have drafted a 12th person, and then of course they're going to sign some free agents. Not everyone's going to make the team, but I would give that person a chance to make the team, whoever it is from Seattle, because they might turn out to be way better than I thought. So it seems silly to me not to pick someone from Seattle. I'm sure they had reasons why. Maybe I don't understand how the system works, but it doesn't seem like you gain anything by not taking anyone from Seattle.
But and then if you pick up somebody from the draft, that's a first-year player. You think they're going to make that huge an impact on the team? That's kind of risky too. You want to get more players that are kind of used to playing. And it's hard. I don't know, WNBA, it's very hard to get the players to, like I said, give them the minutes. It depends on the coaching. If you like Coach Sides, that kind of her concept of bench of
her
rotation.
concept of not picking out, not knowing who their best players are.
Yeah, as far as figure out who the best player is on the team, she couldn't even do that. I don't know what I'm doing
concept.
Right. Oh, geez.
I don't know what to say. I thought she was a good fit for the Fever. I'm disappointed. Of course, I would have been disappointed if they lost Grace Berger and she turned into a big star. So I can't say 100% they were wrong. I'm just saying, based on the information I have, Temi Fagbenle would have been one of the 6 players I saved.
Yeah.
And a lot of people feel the same way.
I think we picked that when we were breaking it down, Mark. I think we did.
We did. I didn't protect Grace Berger. I predicted.
Yeah.
I protected 6 players, and Grace Berger would have been the next one I would have protected. There was no reason to protect Dantes or anything like that. She gets picked, big deal. She's too slow for the team, but it doesn't mean she doesn't help the team. She's just not likely to have been taken by Golden State anyways. They would take Grace Berger before her. I thought it always came down to Grace Berger or Temi. I don't think Melissa Smith was ever going to not be protected, and I wouldn't give her up for free either. I would at least use her for free.
Fever management and coach has something in mind, and we really don't know what it is yet. So we'll see what happens.
Well, I hope what they have in mind is to sign a free agent that can give you some of what Temi Fagbenle was going to give you, with some energy off the bench, some defense, some versatility, ability to run the court, high energy type of thing, because those aren't real common. Although one podcaster did come up with someone. Her name was Janelle Salon. I think she's a French player. So she's 23 years old. So maybe if they can get her as a free agent, they could replace her. She's a lot younger too. She played in France.
Oh, okay.
In the EuroLeague last year, and apparently, as far as I can tell, she is not signed with anyone in the WNBA, so she's available. But I don't know that much about her. I just know. So not sure what's going to happen with that. I just know a lot of Fever fans are upset, and we don't know what's going to happen. I'm happy for Kate Martin. I think Kate Martin, it was interesting what happened to Kate Martin. She was getting playing time, and then news came out about who was selling a lot of jerseys, and she was 4th in the league and better than Asia Wilson, and all of a sudden her playing time went downhill after that. Now, I wasn't covering it that closely. I didn't notice it, but other people did. and she didn't get much playing time for the rest of the year. So here she has a chance to start, with a new team and
Right.
shine. And I think she's a solid player, and we'll see what happens. I don't know how great a player she's going to be because, again, we know she was a very good player in college, but she wasn't a superstar. And in the pros, she hasn't had much of a chance to shine. So, but she's a solid player, so we'll just see whether she starts. She'll make the team. Just a question whether or not she'll start or not, I think, is what it comes down to. So I'm happy for her. It'll give her a chance to get more playing time, and that's the only way you become a better player.
Exactly.
I heard Caitlin Clark wasn't too happy. She said she loved her and missed her and all that in a tweet or something like that.
Yeah, so, I saw that. Yeah, I did.
That's not surprising that she said that. And Temi did a very heartwarming tweet or whatever you call it when she left, and she was a good. She seemed like a good person. She was the one that called out the commercial by was it Nike and the WNBA Olympic team about everybody else plays for second. And she said that wasn't necessary to put out there. And she was right. So she was the first one to publicly criticize that commercial.
Because the US team was almost second.
They were this close to being second.
Yeah, exactly.
Because why? Oh, because they forgot to draft Caitlin Clark. They didn't know she was in the league. They didn't know to market her either, apparently, halfway through the season.
Caitlin who?
All right. So anyways, let us know what you think. Do you think the Fever made a mistake, or do you think, like myself, like I'm not sure whether they made a mistake because I don't have all the information that they have. Who knows? I don't know their salary cap information, all that kind of stuff. Or are you convinced that Grace Berger was the right one to save and they didn't make a mistake? Again, I don't know how you can draw that conclusion for sure because I don't know how good Grace Berger is or going to be, but she may turn out to be great. I do think they need a backup point guard. Because I think that Erica Wheeler will be gone next year because the salary is just $220,000. And I think that Caitlin Clark shouldn't play 40 or 38 minutes. She should play 34, which would give Grace Berger 6 minutes for every competitive game, and then additional minutes anytime there's a blowout one way or the other. So she'll end up with more than 6 minutes per game.
Right.
More like 10 minutes.
That's the whole concept with the substitution. That's only 6 minutes, but that's a long time to get. This is 2 or 3 minutes rest. If you're in shape, player, that's all you need. Kind of get your head together, just to get a rest, take a couple of drinks, and then also when you're sitting on the bench, especially with Caitlin Clark, you can see. That's what I saw. I wasn't a starter, but when I came in as a sixth man, I see what I had to do. Like, okay, we need to get rebounds. We need to maybe get a couple of baskets. You play defense. So when you're sitting down, you're not just taking a breather. You're seeing what you're watching the game. Like, oh, okay, this person's doing this. I can do that. I see I can do this move here on this person.
Mm-hmm. Right. So we'll see what happens. All right. So let us know what you think down below. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, make Rob happy and subscribe. We're going for 6,000 subscribers. Of course, we're going for 10,000 too, but we're only at 5,500 right now. So we need your help. And when you do, hit that notification bell so you get notified of our next video. And join us for our live show, which is tomorrow night. And that's every Monday except for major holidays, 6 to 8 Eastern time. You can call in for this show, so it's pretty cool.
I'll be there.
And Rob will be there. So I'll be there just like Jackson 5. I'll be there. Okay. And if you want to donate to this channel, you can with super chats and super things down below. And there's a link to PayPal. And we'll see you in the next video.